podcast people? Welcome to a brand new episode of Audionots, your pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with Rin, the last man, and we are here to entertain you. What is happening, my man?
What is up? Bi-weekly podcast. Let's go. We're doing it.
Bi-weekly podcast. It's how we do. And once again, the Patreon fans get the early bird access. So make sure to join Patreon. It's cheap and it's awesome.
Yeah, listen and watch on Friday before everybody else on Monday. Pretty dope.
Yeah. And at the very least, if you're not dropping a couple bones for the Patreon, watch us on YouTube, because we found that there's some cool filters we could do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rin's rocking the Stranger Things Christmas lights. And I've got my ally border going as a straight white male. I'm happy to represent my people. You know, I am ally of all of LGBTQ. So that's cool.
Nice. Shout out.
Shout out. What up? What else you been up to?
Working. Surprisingly, we've been getting a lot of design work in.
Yeah, lots of design work lately.
Yeah, so it's been fun. And then we need more. Keep bringing them in.
Yeah, if you guys have something you want us to make for you as vigilante, just let us know. Hit us up on the Audionots Twitter account, and we're happy to give you a quote. Give you a 25% discount with the code word Audionots.
That wasn't even planned.
No, heck no. I'm always happy to give away money. It's my favorite thing to do.
25% off. Wow.
Yeah, that's it's a win-win. Deal. It's a super good deal. What else you been up to?
I've been really getting into my t-shirt business.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've been watching all sorts of YouTube videos, people teaching me how to do stuff. And I think I perfected the method.
I think so too. So you made me a sample that you brought to me today. Yeah. And it was awesome. It was really cool. I was shocked that you were able to make such a dope shirt. It turned out so good.
I think one of my hobbies growing up, or in the design world, I've been always wanting to wear my own t-shirts or make my own t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's always been so expensive to do it. And so I think I figure out a cheaper alternative, but then you still have to invest like a few bucks here and there. But then we've been doing a lot of print on demand stuff, where we don't do anything but submit designs, and you get a few bucks here and there. But I've used that money to invest in actual product and to use at home. So I'm able to make pretty cool shirts now.
I mean, it's awesome. You're able to do all sorts of stuff, from shirts to like promo type items. Like you made these cool keychain things that were really neat. I mean, really neat.
Yeah, I took your number one seller on your TeePublic.
Yeah. It came out good. I actually think it may have been better than the TeePublic print. So I'm washing it right now because I want to see how durable it is. And I'll come back and I'll give everybody an honest opinion, because it looks pretty awesome. I can't wait.
You wash it, it looks terrible.
The whole thing just peels off. No, I don't think so. Like,
I want to return.
After playing with it, yeah, it seems really good quality.
Yeah,
I hear my dog going crazy in the background.
I watched my fair share of YouTube and they swear by it. So I'm like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, one thing I know about you is when you attempt to do something, you go all out. You don't mess around. It's always like the best version of by far.
Well, it's because the best way to learn anything, right, in life is to actually do it. Like you could do so many research, read so many books, but then you never learn. You learn best by doing it, because you get all the small things.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so, yeah, I mean, it's turning out really good. That's so super exciting.
Yeah, the one thing is, like, when you ask people, it's kind of like, yo, bro, where's your fishing spot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's over there. They ain't gonna tell you.
Nobody's gonna tell you the real thing. Yeah, what are you fishing with? Worms, and they're not fishing with worms.
Yeah, no one's gonna tell you how to do things. And I just basically get the general information, go in and learn it the hard way, and I'm willing to share it with people.
That's awesome.
That's how I do it. Follow my TikTok.
Yeah, your TikTok's pretty popping. You got some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of content, so it's fun. I enjoy it.
Nice. Are you gonna like post like not only TeePublics, but maybe your like social media TikTok stuff above so people know how to click?
Oh, maybe maybe I'll add like more stuff on our videos up here.
Yeah, why not? And you just be pointing. Like I never know which way to point.
Yeah.
See, I'm not even on camera. I can't figure out where my there it is. It's all reversed.
Well, because we're
Okay.
in the upside down, you know.
We're in the upside down. Yeah, we noticed that because we use Zoom. Here's a little behind the scenes on how we do this online stuff. We use Zoom to record this show, and we logged in today and noticed they added all these like Snapchat, Instagram style filters that
Yeah.
you can do, and so it was kind of fun. All the different choices. There was one you could even have like the deal with it sunglasses come down. You'd be like move around, it follows your face.
Yeah. If any of you audio nuts out there has a better platform for us to do this, you know, let us know too.
Especially if it's free, since we don't have enough Patreon users yet.
Yeah. I'm
You guys,
trying. We're trying.
yeah, you guys pay us more, we'll be able to use a better platform. That's for sure. Well, let's start the show. Let's get on with it. Let's start the healthy stream. So, my first category, as usual, is our dear friends at Disney Plus. They have a lot going on. Always, it seems like they've always got new things coming out.
Lots of
Have you
things.
have you actually been watching? Because the last couple casts, you're always like, I haven't kept up. I haven't kept up. I have a feeling you're going to say you haven't kept up. But have you been watching What If?
Negative.
Oh man, you're missing out. So I'm here to be the What If bro for sure. But the last few What Ifs have been pretty good. The one I watched from this last Wednesday, because it comes out on Wednesdays, is fantastic. It's the best one yet. I feel like I say that every time. They keep ramping him up. I think when they had them all made, because they're all kind of an anthology one-off type thing, that whoever decided they made the 8 or 10 episodes and said, let's look at them. And then they gave us the worst ones first and they started building towards the best ones. The latest episode is the What If Ultron 1. And it is so good. It caught me so off guard because I thought it was going to be your typical, oh, Ultron 1. Now, what are you going to do? And then they went real sideways and went full multiverse on us. And it was
Ooh,
super cool.
nice.
Super cool.
Yeah, I've been so busy on the weekends, and then on the weekdays, I've been too busy watching this other show that we'll touch up later, and so that's been consuming all of my time.
Now, I can't wait to hear your full review. Have you on this show, the secret show that's coming up? Have you seen the whole season?
Yes, I finished it last night.
Oh, perfect. So this will be able to give kind of a multi-perspective view because I've only seen the first episode and you've seen the whole season. So
Yeah,
that's cool. That's
yeah.
super cool. Also on Disney Plus, throw in the Star Wars theme. I said this last time, it never happened, so I just sat quietly like a dummy.
I totally forgot.
maybe, maybe because this is earlier, the Star Wars theme will actually play. So we'll stop for a second. That was the best Star Wars theme ever, I think. But so they're giving us some Boba Fett news. We heard at the end of the Mandalorian that we were going to get the book of Boba Fett, and they've given us two tasty tidbits along that line. The first one is we're getting a Boba Fett special, and it says here that the special is essentially they're calling it a documentary, but it's going to be a commercial. What they're going to do is they're going to take all the video that they have from previous movies of Boba Fett. They're going to string it together. They're going to have some like talking heads like us pop up and talk about Boba Fett and how it's changed and what it means and Jango Fett and all this other crap. And they're going to inform us. And then I bet you at the end of it, we get a full trailer for the book of Boba Fett.
Nice. That's your
Yeah,
theory?
that's my theory.
Sounds legit.
I think it sounds legit. It sounds like something
Believe it.
Disney would do. But so the Book of Boba Fett comes out November 12th. But here's what's interesting about November 12th. It's not just the day that they make that. They're calling this is something brand new. They're calling it Disney Plus Day. Now I'm thinking that somebody got the idea from the Amazon bros about all of a sudden making their own day.
Yeah.
So Disney Plus Day is brand new, but this is actually kind of cool because I just stumbled into this. I was literally trying to look up some information on this Book of Boba Fett, and out it kicked this all this Disney Plus Day stuff. So on November 12th, there's quite a few things happening on Disney Plus. The streaming premiere of Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi. So for those that didn't get to see that, that will be on Disney Plus. Jungle Cruise will now become free for everybody who has a Disney Plus subscription.
I haven't watched.
So it's
I
not
haven't
a
seen that
premium.
one.
I haven't either, and I'll wait till the 12th. You get a couple new original movies. I won't list them all because they nothing I've ever heard of. You're going to get an all new original series of shorts from the Walt Disney Animation Studios called Olaf Presents. We're going to get some new shorts on Frozen. We're going to get a new short from the characters of Luca. So we're going to get a short from them. We're getting a new short from The Simpsons that pays tribute to Disney Plus's marquee brands, which is kind of funny. We're going to get the second season, the first 5 episodes of season 2 of Jeff Goldblum Presents The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
That's still going on?
Yeah. Season 2, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we're going to get a special celebrating the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there you go. It sounds kind of cool. I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff all in one day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming, they just drop it all that day and they're hoping you'll watch it kind of over the weekend kind of a deal. Which of those things are you most excited for?
Probably like the Cruise movie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because that movie actually got decent reviews for how stupid it looks.
Yeah.
Because I'm not super pumped about this documentary on Boba Fett. I'm more excited about the actual show.
Yeah.
And so from this list of stuff, yeah, I would agree. I've already seen Shang-Chi. Yeah, you're right. The Jungle Cruise that's the hot one there, the hot ticket. Maybe the Simpsons thing might be funny. I don't know.
You know what they should have done? They should have done Boba Fett like a documentary like In the Shadows, that style where Boba Fett takes you and talks to you about behind the scenes. So he's playing himself while taking you through the whole documentary.
That would actually be super cool. Yeah, they should have done that.
Damn, should have hired us.
But the one good piece of news is they did tell us that on the actual release date for the Book of Boba Fett. So the Book of Boba Fett, the television show, the one we're actually excited to see, premieres December 29th. So at the end of the year, we're going to get that. Staying on the Star Wars tip, how much of Star Wars Visions have you watched?
I'm about halfway. I finished the wedding one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like,
so I'd like.
episodes?
What's your opinion? I feel like this is one of those shows you almost have to review and rank it on a episode by episode basis. I mean, you're an anime guy. You watch a lot of anime, so your take will be very much different than mine because I watch almost zero anime. And so for me, it's been very hit and miss. There's been some that are like, I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. And there are some have been like, what the hell is this? So what's your opinions?
Yeah, for me, it's like a hit and miss too. Like for example, the first one, I really enjoy it, like kind of. And then the second one was like, man, what is this? Like a kid's show.
Yes.
And then the third one, the twins, I'm like, I really like this concept. I needed more. And then the wedding one was like, this is boring. And yeah, that's it.
Well, at least we're in agreement about that because I thought the wedding one was super boring too. But I thought, well, maybe this is like an anime thing. Maybe anime just has boring episodes like that because there's 6 zillion episodes of every show.
There's no boring anime.
Except for this one.
Well, it's kind of like they kind of build you up like a mini backstory. Mm-hmm. And in the conclusion, you're like, this is it. Nothing happens. I am a Jedi. What the
Yeah, it's kind of lame. Like I liked the first episode. It was kind of like a Clint Eastwood black and white, cowboy style, samurai, Ronin type thing, which I thought was pretty neat. The second one, I don't even remember what the second one was. I remember one of them.
Rhapsody.
Oh yeah, that one definitely, it was cute, but it felt like it was for kids. And then the one with the twins was a little like, that one felt super anime, but I don't know anime. So that one was just weird as hell to me. Like, I'm like, what the hell's going on? This guy's like chopping Star Destroyers in half with a lightsaber.
Hell yeah. Freaking dope.
And then, the wedding one was just hot garbage. It was not good. So I think I've seen exactly the same amount of them that you have.
Oh, that's it? You haven't watched past that?
Well, I think what happens is you see that wedding one, and you're like, I'm exhausted. I can't watch any more of this.
But they're so short.
Yeah, exactly. That tells you how bad it was.
I think overall for the first four, my favorite one is actually the first one, and I
Yeah.
thought that one was like just okay. So, but out of the four, because for me, the story behind a like a wandering Ronin that
Hmm.
was a Sith, it's kind of cool to me. And when he first took out, like, what are you, a Jedi? And he like took out, yeah, the red saber. Oh shit, the sound effect, which is like freaking dope too. Loved it.
Yeah, I like that one a lot because I don't watch a lot of anime, so I don't know if that's normal, but I like that it was black and white with just bits of color, mostly red. And I really like the sound effects. The sound effects were amazing. The illustrations were cool, and I agree. The story seemed really neat. It felt like though, like I was dropped into a series 2 seasons in with 3 more seasons to go, and so it's kind of like, what's happening? Why is this happening? That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I had more.
Yeah, I think for me, for the most part, the only thing that I don't like about it is I feel like it's too computer animated.
Mm,
Like for me, computer animating like the backgrounds and most of the stuff, it's kind of like the easy way to do it.
right.
And I think that's probably because they're out of time, sort of thing. And they didn't have enough years or whatever time to have to hand draw or whatever. And
And
so
it,
that
it
that kind of bothered me.
and it kind of takes you out of it too, because not all of it's computer animated, but then the scenes that are very apparent, and you're kind of
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah. And so hopefully it gets better. Like what if, maybe the last episodes are like better.
yeah, maybe they've given us the more mediocre stuff to start with.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
I'll
I mean,
keep
don't,
watching it.
yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll finish the show. I mean, it's just a matter of time. I can't even watch what if. Like, I don't have, I'm trying to find time to watch all these shows.
I know we're living in the golden age of TV. There's just so much of it. You could really be choosy and pick the things you like and ignore the garbage that you're not into. Like, I don't mind at all watching an episode of something and be like, nope, never again. Moving on.
Usually I watch these during my like, lunchtime at work,
Hmm.
but I've been watching anime at work. So it's been taking all my work lunches.
What anime are you watching right now?
I just finished this anime called Fire Force.
Yeah. Is
It's
it good?
about like firefighters fighting people that are burning and becoming demons.
So it's it's firefighters fighting some sort of like entity that just lights up on fire.
Yeah, so basically it's like a post-apocalypse, post-Earth, to
Yeah.
where the world burned, and then they're like,
Weird.
and then a bunch of like fire monsters comes, and these firefighters have like some kind of special fire ability, so they're
But
basically fighting fire with fire.
was it good? Was it at least good?
Yeah, 2 seasons, freaking
What
good.
would you rank? What was it called? Fire Force?
Yeah,
What would you rank Fire Force?
solid 8.
Nice. So if you're anime bros, all the anime bros listening and broettes, you guys need to watch Fire Force. What where do you watch that? Is that like a Crunchyroll thing or where do you find it?
Yeah, I watched all mine on Crunchyroll.
Perfect. Very cool. Do you have a paid subscription or do you watch the freebie one?
I have it paid with the next tier.
Yeah.
There's a lower tier
Okay.
that you could watch it, and then the next tier is you could download it.
Oh.
So
So
I'm paying for that because
you
our Wi-Fi is so slow that I pre-download.
yes, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool. So there you go. That's awesome. Moving over to Netflix. I watched the third season of Sex Ed. Did you see any of Sex Ed yet?
Yeah, we kind of just binged the whole thing and finished it.
It's because it was so good. So I'm here to, at least for me, it was easily as good as the first 2 seasons. This has been a show that's managed to hold its
Yeah.
comedic quality. And if anything, it was still just as funny. But I felt like they really amped up the emotions this season, made you really care about. Actually, the last episode, like it made you care about everybody. Like
Yeah.
everybody was getting heartbroken, things were going wrong for everybody. Like I damn near teared up.
Damn. I think they're really good at like, building this relationship up, and then this one's really bad, and then this one turns bad, then this one
Yeah.
goes up. And it is like a roller coaster, and just like, teenagers full of emotions.
Oh yeah, and I was telling the wifey that I think they do an amazing job of building the characters, and so they introduce you and they give you this character that you just despise throughout the seasons, and you're like, oh man, they suck, and then they knock them down, and then they build them up into this kind of likable character. And then there's a few characters that you like at first, and they kind of make them do rotten things, and you start to dislike them and not trust them and like them as much. And I think that's just really showing a lot of depth of these people because they're neither good nor bad.
Yeah, because yeah, for example, what's Eric's boyfriend's name?
Eric's boyfriend's name, the white kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he was a real dick at
yeah, he was a
first.
bully, you know.
Yeah, and now you care so much about him
Like,
and feel bad for him.
you're like, oh, he's trying so hard, you know.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. In fact, if anything, they made me dislike Eric a little bit because Eric was my favorite by far because he's so funny and he has that big smile and laughs
Yeah,
every time. But then he kind of like really kind of messes up, and it's upsetting. Like, oh, what the hell's wrong with
yeah.
you?
The thing is, like, he messes up, and then he just kind of like brushes it over, and you're like, what? Come on,
Yeah.
man, you're a good guy, but not anymore.
But that's what makes it feel real because you start to realize in the real world, people are neither really good or really bad. Everybody's kind of in between.
Yeah,
And even though they introduced kind of a new baddie for this season, I almost feel that they're starting to try to redeem her at the end to where you're like, okay, I'm gonna feel bad for her too.
yeah, because they kind of show you the reasons why, why people do the things they do. So you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I get it. I get why they're doing this. So
Yeah, I think that's what makes it a good show. It doesn't they just don't do things because it makes for good TV or it's funny or like outrageous. They do the characters build up and then they have reasoning behind why they're acting the way they act. And I like that. I'd give this show season 3 alone, I'd give a solid 8. I'd probably give the series as a whole almost a 9 because it just held its value.
yeah, I think I give the season 8, but as a whole, it averages to a 9.
Yeah. Because the first season was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
you like caught us off guard because we didn't know what to expect. And you're like, whoa, I thought this was going to be this real pervy show. And then it turned out to be like really well written.
Yeah, because it started real pervy, but like, yay, let's go. I love this show. And then it's just like, wait a minute, this is actually a good show.
That's how they hook you. They did
Yeah.
that this season too. Like, even if you just jumped in on season 3, they give you like a first like 5 solid minutes of people humping. And you're like, whoa, let's go. And then it turns into it's good show again.
Yeah. After that scene, my wife's like, what an opening.
She's right. What an
Yeah.
opening. They don't mess around.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's
Netflix
it,
is on it.
yeah, it's one of the most underrated shows that nobody talks about.
Yeah. So if you're not watching Sex Ed, you should jump in because you got 3 amazing seasons. Speaking of shows that never get talked about on Netflix, I just saw that they're bringing back Lost in Space for the final season.
Oh, because we got 2 seasons.
Yeah. So this will be season
yeah,
3.
yeah.
And that's an amazing show that for
Yeah.
whatever reason never got the love.
All right.
And I'm glad that I think it's supposed to come out in December. So I'm ready for it.
Yeah, we're like the only one podcast that talks about it too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to catch up, you should definitely watch Lost in Space before the 3rd season comes out because that show is really well written. It's well acted and it has decent special effects for, a TV show. Now we have to talk about the big one. There's a new show. You were on it before I was. I saw it advertised, but I was honestly confused. If I'm going to be honest, I thought it was a reality show. And so because of the name.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think twice about it until you started explaining it a little bit. Like, oh, I'm interested. And this is not normally my cup of tea, but I'm interested. And then I started reading about it. And this is going to be apparently because of how many viewers it has, the biggest show globally that Netflix has ever had. And we're talking about Squid Game. You've seen the whole thing. You watched it from start to finish. I've only seen episode 1. So why don't you give us your review of Squid Game?
Well, this show proves how sick people are in real life. Like, this is the most popular show, and this is the show that you guys like the most. Like, oh my gosh, dude, are you serious? Out of all the shows, this is
we're all so twisted because of the pandemic.
Yeah, it's like we want to see people die and suffer. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did we come to?
Oh, I know. So give everybody a synopsis of kind of what the show is without ruining the plot.
Well, it's basically, people that are down their luck, so they're kind of like expendable. And then these people take them into play these like kids game.
Yeah, children's games.
Yeah, children's game. And then the winner gets all the money. And so they choose the people that are like dead or having like a really bad life, nothing else to live for, and then entice them with money. And you kind of see what ends they go to do to get that money.
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode, and they kind of just exactly what you said. They give you that whole outline of the plot in the first episode,
Yeah.
and it caught me off guard how good it was. I really liked it. This is a Korean show.
Yeah.
Do you watch it subbed or dubbed?
Uh sub.
Subtitles.
Yeah.
So I watch it kind of a 50-50 split. It really depends on how much focus I'm giving it because I've been watching it at lunchtime. And sometimes I'm on my phone dinking around with my fantasy football lineup or something important. And so I'll swap it. It's like what's nice about watching Netflix on your iPad, it's super easy to swap between subbed and dubbed.
Nice.
So I'll watch the subtitles when I'm like eating my actual lunch, and then I'll swap it to the dub when I'm doing other things. And dubs usually aren't as good as subtitles for sure. So if you can watch it with the subtitles, you should. But as far as dubs go, it's not terrible at all. The voices are pretty similar to the Korean voices.
Yeah, like to be honest though, there's a few scenes that were in there that you're kind of like, yeah, I could look at my phone. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
don't need to like 100%. I need to read everything.
Right. Yeah, because you kind of get I think from your description, you get the general plot in the very first episode, and then you kind of
Yeah,
watch it play out.
and they
So
tell you they tell you there's 6 games. So
without giving it away, does it finish the story at the end of the season, or is there a sequel? Is there a season 2 coming up?
they finish the story, and then they leave enough to be a sequel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
then it's like it's so popular that why wouldn't they make a sequel? Because the money's there,
oh,
right?
absolutely. If it's their global biggest show, there's no way there's not going to be a sequel. They'll make sequels to anything. I just saw an Extraction 2 teaser. I'm like, what? You guys killed that guy.
Yeah.
That movie wasn't even good. You're gonna make another one? So there's no way they're not making a sequel to this.
Yeah, I think for me, I recommend watching it in sub because like the Koreans, they're very, very expressive when
Mm-hmm.
they talk or when they act and when they do stuff. And like their language is very expressive. Like they make a lot of noises.
Mm.
And then they do a lot of like expressions with their face, and you have to like, the dub version's not as good as the sub.
Yeah, agreed.
And I've been trained my whole life watching sub because I watched a lot of anime.
Right.
So it's not a big deal for me. But like one of our colleagues said that it's too cultured for you.
It's
Like,
funny.
bro, that's fine.
It's I liked it. So I've
Yeah.
only seen the first episode, and I would give the first episode a solid 8. Does it maintain its awesomeness the entire season? Does it start to get slow, boring? Does it maybe lose some of its panache as it goes on? What do you give it?
Yeah, it's kind of it maintains its like craziness. Some of it kind of drags, but then they kind of like they catch you right back up. There's one episode towards the end that I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Why did they do this? But
Really? Is it a
yeah.
filler episode?
No, it's just the people they the people they choose to
Kind of highlight?
yeah. You'll once you get there, I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, it's still fresh enough that we don't want to ruin it for anybody else. Plus, I haven't seen enough to even talk about anything past the first episode. How many episodes did you say there were?
I think 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
9-hour long episodes. So that's nice. That's
Yeah.
a solid, if you wanted to binge it, that's a solid day's worth of TV.
Yeah, because we were watching on Sunday night,
Yeah.
and then we ended at 7. I'm like, all right, we'll watch it tomorrow, for example. And then my wife's like, no, I need to know what happens. And so I went to bed, and she like finished it without me.
The whole thing?
The last 2 episodes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then she rewatched it again when I watched it. So
Is it one of those shows that would be enjoyable during a rewatch? Like some shows are like, man, I can't wait to see this again because of all the things I may or may not have missed.
I don't think so. Like for me, it's like if you know what's gonna happen, it takes the fun out of it.
Oh, got it.
It's like, the first game, you kind of know the outcome of the first game. So you're
Right.
like,
I thought too, what kind of jumped out at me was the visuals. it was really cool. Some of the visuals and some of the music, the childlike music they would play. Like when you realize that they're basically in this giant board game worth of stuff. I thought the bad guys looked kind of cool. They looked like a bunch of like microphones head guys. You were saying that they looked kind of sus.
Yeah.
So they were all imposters. I thought, and they all had like PlayStation logos on their faces. I mean, there was a lot of visual things that were kind of exciting.
Yeah, I think what people enjoy about it, it's the contrast between, really kid-friendly games and then make it like super gruesome, like, oh my god, what's happening? And then like any good show, the villain, it's kind of like, oh yeah, he's doing a good thing, you know?
Oh, so when you get to the end, that you feel a little Thanosy with him, that you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like it makes sense, but then on like your perspective or his perspective or her perspective, it's pretty bad. But
Right.
like overall, you're like, I get it. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, if you're feeling like being more cultured like us, you definitely watch Squid Games because it's so interesting. It's a fun new concept. I mean, when you first told me about it, I thought, well, I've seen shows where people compete and they're the human targets and those kind of things, and but this is a lot different than anything I've ever seen before, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I went in thinking that was a movie. I'm like, what the hell? It's a show.
Yeah,
What
no,
are you gonna do for 9 more episodes? Like, oh my god.
they did a good job too, kind of like introducing you to the main character and kind of showing you why he's down on his luck. And you can assume from learning about the main, I don't know if they introduce you, give you more backstories on the other characters later on.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They kind of like catch you up on everyone's backstories and make you feel for them.
But I think they did a good enough job with giving you the right away the main character, so you can assume that everybody else is in a similar situation, so you
Yeah.
start to understand why they would even participate in something like this.
Man, but shout out to that Indian guy, man. His Korean's pretty good.
There you go. Maybe he's been born and raised in Korea. Who knows?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna play like I'm half Korean, half Indian, but he plays straight up Indian, and his Korean's awesome. So
That's good.
pretty cool,
That's
man.
really good. Do you have anything else on Netflix before we move on?
Um, Squid Game consume all my time, so that's pretty much it.
That's why you couldn't watch What If, because you're
I
too busy
know.
watching the Squid Game.
And then what if this guy dies?
And you're like, what if I keep watching Squid Game?
Squid.
Squid Squid. Over on Hulu, I've still been watching Why The Last Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the movie or that TV show got like very mixed reviews when it came out, and I haven't finished it yet. But honestly, it's no worse than a lot of things I've watched. So I think that maybe it got some unfair hate because people thought it was too woke or whatever.
Hmm.
But I've been enjoying it. I think the characters have been developing quite nicely. I like the acting. I like the overall story, so it's kind of fun. So I'm gonna stick with it, and I'll keep letting everybody know if it finishes solid or if it goes awry at some point.
Nice.
I didn't have anything on Amazon Prime. Have you had time to watch anything on Amazon?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Over on HBO Max, they did release season 3 of Doom Patrol, and I've been watching that a little bit. I've seen the
Oh,
first
nice.
episode and a half, and quite honestly, it holds. It's right, takes you right back to where you were. The one thing I'd recommend is really maybe find one of those YouTube videos that gives you what's happened to kind of catch up, because they
Like a
give you a little
recap.
bit of,
Yeah.
yeah, they give you a little bit of a recap, but it's not enough. Like I was, as I was watching, I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, and it kind of sucks to go, oh yeah, the whole damn time.
You gotta watch the video like what you need to know before season 3.
Exactly, because there was a lot of shit. I was like, wait, oh yeah, oh yeah, and then there was one scene where I thought that it wasn't what it was, and then it was what it was, and I was like, oh, okay. So they've been ramping up the madness, the kind of the off the wall antics, and they've ramped it up even further in season 3. So they're not afraid to be as crazy as they want to be.
Nice.
If you've never seen Doom Patrol and you thought like Suicide Squad was wacky and crazy, you gotta watch you gotta watch Doom Patrol. It's twice as wacky and crazy
Nice. In a good way, right?
in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I haven't seen the rest of it, but so far, yeah, if I've really enjoyed the first 2 seasons, and so season 3 is picked up right where we left off. I'm liking it so far, and I don't want to give it a number review quite yet because I haven't seen enough. But if you dug the first two seasons, you would definitely want to watch season three.
Yeah, I remember when I was trying to convince you to watch it.
Well, I was afraid because I was
Back in the day.
very anti DC. You know, I'm like, DC sucks. They don't make anything good. And this is very un DC. It's not a very DC type show.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I still need to watch it, and I still need to watch the Titans show too, season 3.
And I still haven't even watched any of the Titans, even though I said I would. I haven't had time.
I know there's so many goddamn shows, man.
Like I said, Golden Age, baby. I also saw too that they were talking about Free Guy, and they're like, "Where's Free Guy gonna go streaming?" Because I guess Free Guy would be able to stream it in November, and one would assume it would end up on Disney Plus. Not the case. It may
What?
eventually end up on Disney Plus, but it's debuting on HBO Max. So,
Nice.
yeah, for everybody that has HBO Max, you will be getting Free Guy
For free?
well, I don't know if it's for free. It's for whatever you pay for HBO Max. Which we've learned is there's a variety of prices out there depending on what kind of deal or offer you may be on. I don't think I really had any other TV tidbits. I've been watching the new season of Survivor. It's been okay. Big Brother's been kind of awful, not very fun. They re-released all the shows. All the network shows are back out, and they all still kind of suck like network shows suck. So it's kind of all I had for TV.
I've been seeing a lot of like ads for the one with the Toby. No, what the hell's his name? Eric from that 70s show.
Oh, Home Economics.
Yeah, have you watched that one yet?
So we talked about this not last episode. I guess it's been about 3 episodes ago. I watched the first season of Home Economics, and it is really fun. So it's one of the better network shows, but I have not watched any of the new season 2 episodes yet.
Okay, so it's actually a good show.
Topher Grace is the name you're looking for.
Topher, Toby.
Yeah, yeah, you're in the right vicinity. Yeah, no, yeah. Home Economics is a good time. It's basically about adult siblings. One of them's super wealthy, one of them's kind of in a career dilemma, and one of them's poor, and how they all kind of interact with each other and their kids and those kind of things. So it's kind of fills the gap of if you were into Modern Family, it kind of fills that gap.
Speaking of Topher Grace,
yeah,
I think I might go see Venom this weekend.
Oh my god, we gotta talk about that. So you're gonna go see Venom.
Venom Part 2.
Looks terrible, dude.
It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be a date night.
Awesome. Looks terrible. You're gonna be so sad that you wasted your money on it.
I have enough points for a free ticket, so I'm paying for half.
Okay, that's the only way to go. I mean, that movie, I don't know. I'm super excited to get your review of Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. Because I asked Kid Danger, I'm like, hey bro, you want to see Venom? Only kind of like half joking, you know, to see if he was even into it. And he's like, no, please. He goes, I won't even watch it when it's free.
It's good. Maybe my low expectations gonna make it fun.
Yeah, maybe that'll help. If you go in like not expecting anything, it might be great.
I'll tell you. Next week.
Cool. I noticed that because Venom is popular again, that weird Venom song by Eminem is like being used like crazy on TikTok, and all like I can see my family's all about TikTok, and so I'll walk past in a room and all I hear is Venom, 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 Venom. I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, speaking of Venom, the other day I was driving, and this mother effer had like a Mustang, and had the Venom logo on the back, and the Venom logo from the movie. I'm like, of all the Venom logo, you choose the movie to put on the back of your car? Like,
it's probably his favorite Marvel movie. He's like, I love me some Venom.
This is your favorite Venom?
It kind of stinks because Venom is such a good comic. I was at the introduction of Venom when it first came out. And I was super stoked on Venom. I liked the idea of it. And I did not like the movie. And so it kind of stinks because I feel like Sony doesn't treat their characters with quite the respect that Disney does.
I just want like a little cameo of Topher and what's that new Venom's name?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Some kind of cameo. They're like, what?
Just like one of those Spider-Man things where they're pointing at each other. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, why not? Well, they should just multiverse it, right? Bring them back. I mean, they're multiverse and everything else.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
I'm all for it. So Venom, there you go. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with our tasty trailers. Need affordable graphic design? VisualanteDesign.com should be your first stop. High quality work at low prices. Perfect for every need from corporate to personal. Visit VisualanteDesign.com now and request your free quote. And for a limited time, mention Audionots for 10% off your first project. Okay, we're back, and I got a nice fistful of tasty trailers today. Let's start over back on Netflix. Netflix finally, after all the teasers, gave us a full trailer of the new Stranger Things season. And personally, I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like a old time scary movie, haunted house type thing. What's going on with Stranger Things? What do you think?
Yeah, after I started watching it, like, what the hell? This is Stranger Things. What's going on
Yeah,
here? It reminded me of like The Conjuring or something, you know,
right.
where it's like a horror movie. And then after watching, I'm like, what about Russia? Where the hell's Hopper? Like, what's going on
Yeah,
here?
I like that it didn't just say, "Hey, look, we're gonna bring you right back where you ended." They're like, "What the hell's going on now?" It's some new mystery that these kids are digging around in this house that clearly has something really wrong. It looked more
Yeah.
haunted than it did, upside downish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's cool. I'm down."
Yeah. Well, what's with the clock? Well, like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. So the new Stranger Things is out. They even at the end of the trailer though, they don't give us an exact date. It just says 2022. So I don't know what that even means. Does it mean early 2022, late
No,
2022?
it's gonna be Halloween, dude.
You think they're gonna save it for next Halloween?
I think
Oh, that's
so.
so
I
long.
mean, scary, like a haunted house, maybe. So Halloween.
So long. Speaking of scary trailers, Sandman. Sandman is a Vertigo imprint. So Sandman is a comic book. Vertigo, I'm not sure if they're still owned, but they were owned by DC. So technically, it's kind of a DC thing. I believe it was written by Neil Gaiman, who's like one of my favorite comic writers. He also does a lot of good novels. But what did you think of the Sandman trailer?
Um, I don't really know much about Neil Gaiman. My wife loves him, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my wife.
Nice.
Um, it looked like it didn't really give me enough to be excited for, like, because I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
like,
almost
oh,
just kind of like a
okay.
bunch of Satanists bringing in something terrible,
Yeah.
and they bring the Sandman to life.
We summon death.
Yeah, so I know that the Sandman series ran for a really long time, and so they have a lot of content to choose from. So hopefully they do it right, they treat it correctly. It should be creepy and scary, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Even though you're right, they don't give you a lot in the trailer.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know what to expect, so I'm gonna go into it with a blank slate and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the Sandman. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what other Neil Gaiman things have been translated into like movies and TV shows. I'm sure there's other stuff. In fact,
Stardust. Come
is
on,
that
man.
one? Well, and
Yeah.
then there was that other one too that was on Amazon with the angel and the devil that like hang out.
Oh, Omen.
Omen,
The
yeah, good
best Omen.
omens.
Good Omens.
Good omens. Yeah, I never actually saw that. Did you?
I saw like the first two episodes and I kind of stopped.
Oh, well, that worries me a little bit. So hopefully Sandman, I think, was probably one of his most popular creations. So hopefully they do it right. My next trailer, and this is the weirdest one. This is not based on anything I've ever heard of before, because a lot of the stuff we're talking about, Stranger Things is a series. Uh, Sandman is based off a comic book. The couple of trailers I have after this are based off of anime and previous shows, but this one seems like a brand new idea, and so I didn't know what to think about going into it. And as soon as I clicked on it and watched the trailer, I immediately thought, I want to see this, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it a lot. And I'm talking about the movie Don't Look Up, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. What did you think of that trailer?
Yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, from the creators of Step Brother, Anchor Man. I'm like, ooh, I like those. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, this looks so silly. I'm all in.
Yeah, because it's like that. It's from Adam McKay. Anybody knows Adam McKay? He's made a lot of great funny movies, but he started to in his career as a writer director move into more of satire, but he does a really solid satire. Like he did The
Yeah.
Big Short and things like that. And he's just loaded this film with an amazing cast.
Everybody.
And so the basic concept of the movie is a meteor's coming to kill us all. I mean, why not? I mean, we're all used to these kind of things anymore. And the scientist, who is Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like a Michigan State scientist, so nobody takes him seriously. Which, if you there's a second little like short scene in the movie you can
Yeah.
watch, which is really funny. But they don't take him seriously, and he's starting to stress out about the fact that Earth's about to end. But you've got Jennifer Lawrence is in the movie, Ariana Grande, Timothy Chalamet. I'm looking at the list of actors, and it shows Chris Evans, but it doesn't say his name, so he must be like some hot cameo we don't know about. But Jonah Hill is just in there being the most Jonah Hillish he can ever be.
Is he the president?
No, the president is Meryl Streep.
Oh, I thought he was the president. It'd be hilarious.
No, he's like the president's like right hand man or something. I'm trying to look at some of these other names. You got Kate Blanchett, Matthew Perry from Friends, Kid Cudi. You know it's good whenever you get Kid Cudi showing up. Gina Gershon, Tyler Perry, Ron Perlman, Hellboy himself. Who else we got? Anybody else good? I'm skimming the list. Michael Chilkis. Yeah, man, this thing. I mean, it's loaded with stars.
Was
And the
Will
best,
Ferrell in there?
if he is, it's not on this cast list, but
Oh,
it wouldn't surprise me because he's best friends with Adam McKay.
because I thought that I saw him on the rocket ship.
Oh, that could very well be another like hot cameo.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be shocking at all because they've been working on projects together till we go all the way back to like those early what were they called? Break, where they made like skits for the internet. And it was, if you remember that Will Ferrell skit where the littlest landlord, the little girl comes yelling at him about paying his rent. That was written and directed by Adam McKay and starring Will Ferrell. So that's how long they've been working together.
Yeah, maybe he's like a cameo. Spaceship goes up to the meter and dies, and that's it.
Probably something like that. But the best part about this movie is it's a Netflix movie, which is amazing because you can think with all the stars be going directly to the theater, and it comes out just in time for Christmas. This is December 24th. And I'm genuinely, of all the stuff on this list, I'm looking so forward to it. And I just know in my heart that's gonna be good because Leonardo doesn't do any bad stuff. He doesn't pick bad movies. And I'm just happy with the cast and the writers and everything.
Yeah, you see him just like out of breath. Ooh, what the hell's happening?
He's straight panicking because no one will take him seriously. Because he's like sitting there trying in the trailer, trying to convince the president or staff that the end is near and they need to do something. And they're like, hey, this happens every day. You know, last week it was this thing, and the week before it was that thing. The world's always ending.
I bet the very end, Leo's like, "Don't look up," and then everybody dies.
That's probably how it ends. Pretty cool. And then it just goes right into that Moonfall movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think everybody should look forward to this. At the very least, watch the trailer. Another Netflix, man. Netflix is just bringing the heat. They're spending some money. They're converting the anime Cowboy Bebop into a live action show. What do you think about this? And have you ever seen the original Cowboy Bebop stuff?
My opinion is you should not make anime into live action. You just don't do it.
It
Period.
never works.
Never works.
You think it could eventually work? Maybe it's the wrong people doing it, or it can never work.
I just, for me, it's just if like you're taking an anime, they took Cowboy Bebop because Cowboy Bebop is like a very popular anime, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, we're gonna take their audience and they're gonna love it. No, we don't. We don't want it. We just want to leave it as a classic, and that's it. I mean, even though it has my boy John Cho in there, I'm just like,
Yeah, who looks awesome, by the way. I
yeah,
don't know Cowboy Bebop from nothing, but I saw a side by side of the anime in his version, and he's rocking the part. The very wise looks.
yeah, and like they gave you like the opening scene too, the
Mhm.
opening credits. They made it all like anime looking. I'm like,
Yeah,
I couldn't do it, man. I can't.
I'm curious if they're gonna go full Scott Pilgrim on it, and it's kind of like when they're like fighting and stuff, weird animation stuff will happen, and they'll try to like combine the two pieces of media, the live action and the anime together.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'll probably watch it just to see how it is. So I give my honest opinion on it, but
Could
do
you
not
tell if
make
it was a TV show or a movie?
it looked like a I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it should be like a series.
Okay. The
Is that
best part is it debuts really soon, comes out in November.
like November 12th? I don't
Yeah.
know.
So it's not long. I mean, we're basically, well, by the time everybody listens to this, unless you're on Patreon, we're in October. So
Yeah, I think John Cho's biggest gripe he had was the age difference. Because like in the anime, he's supposed to be young, like 28 or something like that.
oh, he's too old then.
But
Yeah.
John Cho's like he's like 50 or something, 40. He's old. He
Yeah.
doesn't look old, but
He's
he looks
aged
good
well.
for his age, but he's on the older end.
He probably is one of those things where he's always wanted to play the part and it just didn't become available to now. And he's like, screw it, I'm doing it anyways.
Yeah, he's like, I grew out my hair for this. I'm playing it.
It's kind of like Donald Glover, Childish Gambino wanted to be Miles Morales so bad that if they offered it to him, I'm sure he would still do it,
Yeah.
even though he's way too old.
They can just CG their face to make it you look younger, you know?
That's true. I mean, Doc Ock looks pretty good.
Yeah.
My final trailer, also on Netflix. They've been dominating the tasty
Wow.
trailers.
All trailers, huh?
Yeah, yeah, all of them. Tiger King Part 2, which caught me so off guard because I thought myself, how the hell are they going to do that? We saw the entirety of the story. And so they're promoting it as, hey, you didn't see the whole story. There's a lot more. There's some stuff after the story that we showed you. There's a bunch of the story we didn't show you. There's new details you didn't know. And it should be just as crazy as before. And I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I love the first one.
They're like, when he burnt that house with all the tapes, we recover some. So here's season 2. Let's go.
And we got video of him burning the house down.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, because that Joe Exotic guy is such a weirdo and he's so captivating as a character, even though he's a real person, that I would watch it just to see more of him because he is such a weird guy.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's gonna watch it. Everybody that watched season 1 is guaranteed to watch season 2.
Yeah, and this is another one that comes out fairly soon too. So Tiger King 2 is coming to Netflix on November 17th. So we don't have to wait too long to get our tigerness on.
And the best part about Netflix is they give it to you all at once, baby.
Yeah, Netflix has not gone to that model of once a month. So I appreciate that.
I watch it on my own time, okay?
You don't tell me when I gotta watch things. I tell me when I gotta watch things, and it means all at once. I think it's time. I think it's time to dip our toes in the news jacuzzi. All right, so I only have a couple stories, but they're both good ones.
Nice.
My first one is the big Mario Brothers news. They decided to make another. And for you youngins out there, they've made a live action Mario movie before. Another one. They've decided to make another Mario movie, but the audio cast is kind of interesting. It's celebrity stuffed. Now, whether or not they're the right celebrities is the question. And there's been a lot of flack on the internet, kind of reaming the voice choices. So, are you ready to hear this? I'm sure you already know, but pretend like you don't know. Okay. So, for those who don't know, Chris Pratt.
Oh, let's do this. You name the actor, okay, and then you name like what they're known for, so people can like imagine who they are if they don't know the names,
Oh, you mean that what the actor is known for?
Yeah, like Chris Pratt. No, he's Thor. Just kidding.
Okay, we'll try this. Chris Pratt of Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord himself, Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
those are his two. Yeah, that guy. He was also the voice of the Lego Movie dude. What was his name?
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. Your lovable Andy from Parks and Rec. He has been cast as the lead in the Super Mario movie, which, by the way, is just dubbed Mario. So it's me, Mario. We're gonna hear Chris Pratt do his best. It's me. He is Mario himself, and I love Chris Pratt. He's one of my bromances for sure, and I absolutely don't understand this casting other than the namesake.
I think because if you go on to cast more, they
Yeah.
have the actual Mario guy in there. So I would think that when Mario is doing his Mario stuff, they have the guy doing his voices. But when Mario is talking like normal, it's Chris Pratt.
So it turns out that Mario just kind of like amps it up when he's like playing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's me. I don't normally talk like this.
And then that's the actual Mario guy doing the voice. But when he's talking normally, hey, I'm
I,
Chris Pratt.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next voice is one of my favorite actors, but it also is a confusing choice. Charlie Day. So Charlie Day is best known for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's also become a really popular meme. He's the guy going like this to all the weird crap on the board. You know, whenever someone's
Yeah.
trying to explain something overly complicated on the interwebs, Charlie Day is there pointing at his weird board of strings. Charlie Day is being cast as Luigi. I don't know.
I feel like they have these voices like that they do. And you're like, you're gonna associate actors and actresses to them. And you're like, how?
Well, that's just it because Chris Pratt and Charlie Day have very unique voices. You would
Yeah.
recognize Charlie Day's voice anywhere. While at the same time, Mario and Luigi, we all kind of know what they sound like too. You know, they're like Italian plumbers, you know? And so it's like, okay, strange. All right. All right. So we move on to the less big portions of the cast. We have Anna Taylor Joy. So Anna Taylor Joy is most popular for The Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
That was, by the way, a fantastic show if you haven't watched it. And she was also in that awful New Mutants movie. So that's horrible. Don't watch that. She's kind of one of these weird hots where you look at her sometimes and you think, man, she's hot. And then other times you look at her and you think, oh my God, she's what the hell?
Every
Weird
time I
lady.
every time I look at her, I'm like, she is so long. Like she's just long. Everything about her is long.
That's such a specific critique.
Go look at her like her like when she goes to like the shows where she's all dolled up, like those fancy
Yeah.
dresses. I'm like, she's so long.
She is tall and skinny. So I get what you're saying. She is a very long human. That's such a good description. So Anna Taylor Joy is playing Princess Peach. Maybe that'll work. I guess I don't know Anna Taylor Joy's voice as much as the first two, so maybe that one actually will work.
Yeah.
Now we move on to another voice. This voice is super popular. I would recognize it immediately, and so this is also a very famous actor, but strange casting. Jack Black, the one and only Jack Black, who's been in a multitude of movies I'm sure you've seen, from Tropic Thunder to what's your favorite Jack Black movie?
Nacho.
Nacho. Yeah, Nacho Libre himself. Jack Black is playing Bowser.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe that works because I feel like
Go.
I don't know. Like in my mind right now, I can't imagine what Bowser sounds like. So maybe that one will work. I don't know.
I wish with all my wishes that Jack Black dresses up as Bowser for Halloween this year.
Oh, he has to, right? Because
he's so big right now too. He's part.
He has gotten the bigger he gets, the less clothes he wears. Because I follow him on, maybe it's TikTok, it's one of these social medias, and he's always out there in like a Speedo dancing around.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's so body positive. I love it.
He's a genuinely funny guy, and you get the feeling from Jack Black, the interviews I've seen, that he's just an overall nice dude. I'd like to be friends with Jack Black. Okay, moving on. So now we have Keegan Michael Key. Now you're gonna best know him as Key from Key and Peele. You know, he's a funny guy. He's been in lots of TV shows, lots of movies, always the sidekick, never the star. Michael Keegan Peele, or excuse me, I gave him the wrong last name. Keegan Michael Key is playing Toad. What do we think about that? Because I also don't know. Does Toad really say too much? I've only heard him make some noises.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing with this movie, man. It's just a bunch of noises.
I don't know, but the star power is certainly not lacking. They did not mess up on that part. The next name is genuinely a huge name. There's like, so far, the smallest name on here has been Anna Taylor Joy. Seth Rogen. I mean, another huge star, another guy, by the way, I would love to be friends with. I would smoke a bowl with this guy in a heartbeat. Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong. And of all the people playing any of the parts, that one feels the most right to me.
I can't wait for Donkey Kong to laugh, dude.
I wish I could, like, if I could learn one thing in my life, it would be the Seth Rogen laugh.
Yeah, man.
That's me
So
so
good.
good. So good. Next we have Fred Armisian. You'll know him from Saturday Night Live, Portlandia. He's also been in a ton of side character type bits. He's playing Cranky Kong, and I don't even know what the hell Cranky Kong is, so that's a new one for me. Kevin Michael Richardson, I don't even know who that is playing Kamek, who's also a character I don't know. And
Kamek?
finally,
The hell is that?
Kamek, I don't know. Maybe it's a new character, like a villain for the show itself. And then comedian, they had to mention comedian here because no one knows who this is either. Sebastian Maniscalco is playing Spike, and Spike I think is that guy that see the one that had just a turtle with the horns on him.
I think so.
Yeah,
Like a mini boss.
yeah, mini boss. Great, exactly. So that's Spike. So what do you think? Are you gonna go watch this? By the way, I said live action, but this is animated. This is an
Yeah.
animated 3D movie with huge star power. Whether or not it's the right stars, I don't know.
Can you imagine though, like live action, like they do like SpongeBob where they're animated and all of a sudden they go into the human world, become human, and it is Chris Pratt.
That honestly, I would be more excited about if there was a live action movie with these guys. That would be amazing. I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
They turn human. I don't know.
They should at the very least show up on like Saturday Night Live or something and play live versions of their characters in like really bad like Spirit the Halloween store costumes.
Yeah, they got 1 year to promote this. Dude. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Are you looking forward to it? Is this are you do you want to see the trailer? Then you'll decide.
I think if my sister-in-law doesn't take her kid,
Yeah.
I might take him because I'm like his favorite uncle. So, and he loves Mario.
Yeah. And I feel like this is the kind of kid movie that it wouldn't look so weird if me as an adult man went to. So I might go to it if the trailer looks good. So I'm gonna reserve my critique of anything until I see the trailer.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we first saw the Sonic trailer. Like, "Look, it looks terrible." I
Right.
watched it like this is actually pretty good.
Not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. So
Yeah. So it means it can be done.
yeah,
Okay. So my next story and my last story of the news Jacuz has to do with our friends over at Amazon, and they're doing something very futuristic, and it's coming very soon. How much would you pay, Mr. Wren, to have your own Wally style robot rolling around your house, throwing out Alexa style advice and recording things?
$50.
50 $50.
Do you know how often I can't say it because I have one in my room. But
Can you call it the Echo?
yeah, how often I use it? Like
Yeah.
never. Like only time I use it, like how is the weather? You know?
So I feel like my house is it's very much a smart house. Anybody who watches on the YouTube can see all the weird shit we have going on in the background, even in this room. But I've been a big fan since the smart homes kind of debuted, and so I have all sorts of random stuff connected to my Alexa. And so the concept of this actually sounds kind of cool to me. But let's give you a little bit about it. So Amazon has introduced a brand new toy slash utility for your home to add to your smart house. It's called the Amazon Astro, and it glides all around. I just wanted to say Astro Glide. The Amazon Astro is a robot. It looks almost like it looks like the front of one of those like vacuum cleaners that has the ball in it, but instead of going up to like a vacuum handle, it's got like an iPad glued to the front of it. And so it's an Alexa based robot for your home. And it looks kind of cool. There's a lot of people already worried about privacy issues, like because this thing has cameras on it, it can
Yeah.
record things like that. But I don't know. What can you do about that?
It's like I don't know why people are so worried about that when everything else is already there. Like they're listening, they're watching it, they could do
Yeah.
anything.
If you're already into this kind of stuff like I am, I'm very much under the understanding, excuse me, that I'm both being recorded and like they're hearing my audio and they're seeing me because I have blinks in my house. I have rings on my door. I've got Echo in literally every room of my house. I got iPads and phones and I have all these devices everywhere. So I'm not even concerned about that. So then I start to look at the utility for the value. I mean, what does it do that's going to make my life better for the price that they're going to charge? So
Nothing.
that's correct, I think. So this new autonomous household robot is debuting. So its debut price is only going to be $999. Wow, that's a lot of money.
only 990.
Well, I say only because after if you don't pre-order this bad boy, and you got, I think you start pre-ordering it soon. Like you might even be able to do it now. If you don't start pre-ordering it and nabbing it at that $999 price, it jumps up to $1,400, actually $1,450 to be exact, after it officially debuts. So once it's out and about, it's going to cost you a cool $450 more than if you buy the first day one.
That's a lot of change, man.
So let's talk about the technical specs of what this thing can do. Its dimensions is fairly small. It only weighs about 20 pounds. It has a just shy of a 2-foot kind of footprint of what it does. And it's like I said, it's a rolling thing. So it rolls around with its literal iPad head driving around. It's got a lithium ion rechargeable battery that can achieve a full charge in only 45 minutes. Kind of cool. It says how long it lasts is really dependent on your usage. It has a camera. It's got a 1080p periscoping camera. So one of the things in the video that they showed, trying to make it seem like something you might want, one of the utilities is it can watch your house for you while you're home. So or while you're away. So say you're at work, you're concerned about the cat, you're concerned about the dog, you're concerned about, oh shit, did I leave the oven on? This little bad boy, you can drive him over to the oven and it go and his little head will raise all the way up to see if the oven's on. You could like get different views of different things. So I can see at least that is a little bit of a cool thing. How cool? I don't really know. But that is one of the things they kind of like highlighted. It has a 132-degree diagonal field of view and it extends 42 inches from the floor. It has a 5-megapixel bezel camera and a 10-inch HD touchscreen that displays a 1280 by 800 pixel resolution. It is obviously Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capable. It has a USB-C port. The audio is a front-firing speakers with passive bass, whatever the hell that means. It's got a processor, standard processor, 2 Qualcomm processors in it with whatever the Amazon Neural Edge is. That's probably something, customized to them. It comes with a cargo bin and a cup holder. So if you wanted to drive your beer around the house, I suppose you could. Requirements: you'll need to activate an Amazon account and be running iOS 13 or higher or an Android 8 or higher to make it work. It says indoor use only, so don't be taking this bad boy outside because you'll be very sad when you break it. What do you think? I mean, I have a hard time thinking how it's going to be enough value for $1,000. I mean, other than driving it around and checking on things and having, like I said, I already said I have an Amazon in every room. I don't need one to follow me around so I can ask it questions.
I'd rather just spend the money and buy me like a iRobot. It could actually vacuum.
Right? And that's about the same price. The really good iRobot's about $1,000 too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm always a fan of new technology because I believe even the dumb things lead to better things down the road. So it's curious to see how it works. It talks about how it connects to Alexa Guard and it connects to Ring Pro Protect. So it seems like early on they really are selling it as a security device. But I think it's for rich people to kind of be like, look at my cool robot. Honestly.
Man, and this episode is sponsored by Amazon.
Yeah,
I
Amazon.
wish.
Yeah, I wish too.
Yeah.
They should give us some credits. They should send us one. Send us one. We'll test it. We'll tell everybody if it's dumb or not.
Send us two, because my house is 1 story, yours is 2 stories. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Supposedly, like a Roomba, it's smart enough not to fall downstairs, but also like a Roomba, it can't get its ass up the stairs. So you have to decide, you're gonna have to have 2 of them, one for upstairs, one for downstairs. I mean, how does it even work?
I just can't justify the usage. Like for me, like what am I gonna use this for? Like the best usage I could think of is like if I'm in the kitchen and my wife wants a bag of chips, I'm like, hey, crypto or Astro, bring my wife some chips. And he go, yeah.
Maybe like other than the security stuff, the only other like utility I could even think is maybe if you had like somebody who was bedridden or maybe handicapped to some degree, they could use it from a stationary position to communicate around their home with other people. That might be kind of cool. It might be worth something like that. But otherwise, it seems like a complete waste of money.
It's kind of like a what's his face, Sheldon in Big Bang, where he's a robot
Yeah,
with a face. It could be like that, like controlling it. Hey,
dude,
I need a beer.
that is the perfect example. This is exactly like the episode. So anybody who's ever seen the episode that Rin is referring to, Sheldon decides he's afraid of everything and is going to stay in his room, and he creates essentially the Amazon Astro. So yes, you're right. It could be that. I suppose that is curious though. I wonder if you could do FaceTime on it and just like roll around and actually talk to people from it.
Yeah, like, hey, bring me a beer, and it brings you a beer.
Yeah, the picture of it, I mean, it does look cute. It's very cute. If it was like you said, $50, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. But and it shows it sitting next to like a dog bed for some reason.
It's gonna
That's so strange.
replace your pets.
Maybe that's what they're gonna sell it as. Hey, who needs a pet? This thing doesn't poop, it doesn't eat. You just gotta charge it.
Damn, what if your cat's like destroys it? You know, like
Oh, my cats would definitely destroy it. Cats would be ripping like it'd be the last thing I saw is a cat slamming into it.
$1,500 gone.
Yeah, gone. So that's it. That's the only story I had. I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up and stamp it. Unless you've got anything else you'd like to mention before we go.
Shout out to Amazon. You can send us 2 robots. We can test it out for you and
Send us
promote it
robots
on the show. And that's it.
Absolutely.
Hopefully you enjoy watching Squid Game. Shout out to all the Patreons. Just kidding.
Shout out to everybody who's thinking about joining the
Yeah.
Patreon because it's never too late to join. We appreciate it. Maybe if we get enough Patreon users, we could buy our own Astro and you can become like the third member of the cast.
Yeah, like have people call in. That'd be kind of cool though, like.
We just found a use for it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Right on. All right. Well, let's wrap this bad boy up and we'll seal it with a bow and we will see you guys all on the flip side. Bye.